I'm an ADF victim, an ex-combatant who got amnesty 2005 by the Ugandan government, and I came back peaceful. I'm now home. But I would request the government and civil societies to address our problems that are not addressed up to date. Because some of the civil organizations and Amnesty Commission promised us some assistance that can boost us economically. But up to date, nothing has taken place. So it is our humble request and the government also to involve us ex-combatants in government programs like PDM, like Emyoga, so that we also benefit, because we have our organized groups or groups for survival, so that at least we can also brainwash our minds and forgetting what happened when we were in the jungles.
I lost my mother. My mother was slaughtered by ADF. I grew up when I had no mother. I grew up while hustling. I grew up with my uncle. Then the uncle who was taking care of me was also killed during the attack in Kichwamba Technical College when the ADF attacked them. So I grew up in that bad life, hustling.
Despite a number of government and civil society interventions to address the violent past, victims and communities affected by the conflicts in the country still face critical issues that require attention of both local, regional, and national leaders. These include, among others, the need for psychosocial support, rehabilitation and reintegration, compensation, accountability, truth-telling and reconciliation.
We request the government to rehabilitate us psychologically, physically, and provide us with economical support.
For instance, around 2017, I talked with Evidence, and I would like not to mention the radio station, but in that radio talk show, one of the local leaders here in Gulu said most of the street kids or the goons killing people are the children born of war. Now that type of stigmatization aren't good for the children born of war.
I am a victim of ADF. The ADF which hit us in 1996, 1997. One of my uncle, who was the one looking for us, was killed by the ADF. Yeah, unfortunately, he was not buried. He was eaten by pigs because we had run away from the village. All of us came and became scattered in the camp. We stayed in the camp for over 5 years, and later when we came, we went back to our homes. We began a new life. We were actually homeless.
Ma ke wale ne umiaro ruar me Uganda umene wa ID paloteno ma be wa foi ma da ka gini ani ada bitime me choko chunwa ne loteno wa be ki ID pen po loteno ma pe ki ID ko be ki tika wa gini gen ene ya go me guru site nyomi no dan Uganda ya to loteno wa ne pe tie ku ma pe ma wan wa tikere ene wa loteno wa wala ta
ngasawa inde bitongole bitasate kama mani eri waticha aba reporter ne bitsibe ba wuta aba reporters nibinene omubyaro kande mubahika bamatunga abana nero bawute kande ebateka mu program selangende baka tasabe bana muminyarara abana abo bakakola mibiriki kande nga bakakola bati
committee government
ko kony lutino ko sponsoring lutino wa go kwan to twale wa mero biachar beri chingwa wa ko supporting beno wa kony ko wa kekenwa support gi o mer government ko kony gi kenyu.
Our colleagues, even our colleague left kids, those who have died from for Kichwamba, those who have died from Rwenzori, left kids. Those kids need to be helped. They don't have school fees. Their parents also are there suffering. So if we have a very big organization, a very big workshop, a very big engineers, you have so many categories. Those are civils and what, so I can do something big. Another people is those who are born in captivity. So we need government, those people who are born there, to be also recognized. Understand, even the other, they don't have Ndangamuntu because they have no origin. So government let help those people to have Ndangamuntu, also to have something to eat.
So tulengeraho kutera omuranga hari abembezi baitu tutukonyirwe kandi tubanfuireyo kandi tutatunga na counseling habwe kiziba hawataka itwatungire okuhikana hati niho nturugerayo oba niho nindugerayo ningamba antistiru musaba government etukonyere kandi esobole kutukwatiraho habwokuba orutaro rutwarweine rukatusiga tutaine kantu kandi rukatusigabamu twine ebihuta kandi tutamanyirerwa. So ntusaba kumanyirerwa naitu government etukonyere akumanya onkanyo mukigurwanga minikale embe bakamutera kandi enjiyo yona bakagitera amasasi bakakisesagorera hino kumutera saza na mbende kubaliza bino
itwe tuli ba survivors hati aho ntwena kakuba twatunga government netuyamba yatuhereza more tools rundi na magezi na donors nibarugayo nabo nibatuyamba ntuhereza amagezi nuko tutunge nka enchwe yaitu tutaba ntupangisa abokuba ebintu hano tupangisa esente zichumuletinga obundi tuhayo obundi tugera tutu obundi tulemwa baitu butungayo ebyo kutuyamba tujja kuba ngu twakora ntugenda mu maiso okukora.
We handed our arms to government, but we are not given discharge certificates from government to prove that really we participated. So after having orphans, widows and others losing their lives, psychologically many of us were tortured. We found even our houses having broke down. Others were burnt by the rebels during that insurgency.
Tukabantu bakukimu ADF tukusaba government tuyamba nanga tulira bagenzi bato batigaye kira bakakua batutigira bana batu government tiyafuyo kutukwabirira eteyamba abantu abafero abantu baba banale mukisaka natu abakukiye tulina bakutukoraga kina bakutukansolinga tukukaragara hati twasabaga tunka abantu government tuyambe in case gasatu sia PDM siasa katwa bakukiye ba ADF kaba victims government yatu yambo yatu akantu na tutukolesie.
If you see the victims in Kasese and the victims in Northern Uganda, they are all united. We all speak the same voice and we all need support from our government. See the current war in Northern Uganda. It took place for 20 years. We are still battle after today. My request to the government, the Transitional Justice policy, I know the policy is out, but the bill is not yet out. We request the government, at least let the bill be out.
We victims of war, we are aware of the TJ policy. We are requesting the government to pass it into a law to address our problems and conflicts.
It is my humble prayer that the government should come in and give us special consideration for the struggle we fought for.
I request the government to see ways how the Transitional Justice Act can be put in place by Parliament so that our issues are addressed, because we are behind in all developments.
I know that there is a national transitional justice policy. My appeal to the government is that this policy should be put into consideration. It should be a law, and if this one is done, we all the victims of Ntoroko district and elsewhere in Western Uganda, we shall benefit from all the issues we are rotating around.
And I shouldn't say transitional justice is a Northern Uganda thing. It is countrywide. It is meant to address all conflict-related issues in the country. So we can also look at the past conflicts, like the Alisla Kwenas. We look, if you go to the eastern, those conflicts that happened there. If you go to central, western, we have ADF. All these are to be addressed by, can be addressed through the transitional justice policy, or when it is passed into law, implementation or addressing victims' issues can be guided by this document. For example, as FJDI, we have been working with the communities to help them strengthen and appreciate local memorial initiatives. This is something that falls under one of the pillars in the transitional justice policy, and like one which addresses reparations. And then there are so many government programs that have been brought to Northern Uganda, all in the whatever with one cause of helping to restore the communities and support victims in one way or the other.
At least the voice of the victims should be heard. And I thank FGDI so much really, and the Rwenzori for Peace. Thank you so much really for bringing all the victims together.
While the country has a National Transitional Justice Policy TJ, there is still need for a holistic intervention to implement this policy and also make a transitional justice law to make TJ more justable.
After we have experienced 2 decades of insurgency of the Lord's Resistance Army and the government of Uganda, and this left the region in a very difficult situation that we continue to deal with even now that the guns have gone silent. Efforts and attempts have been put in place by both government and development partners to ensure that we effectively deal with the legacies of the conflict that we have had in this region. Among this was the idea that was mooted about 10 years ago to have a policy that deals with the legacies of this conflict.
The country which we love very much, Uganda in particular, has a TJ policy, and which was put in place in 2019. And the coming in of this policy was in appreciation of the fact that Uganda has gone through turmoil, that Uganda has had numerous conflicts, and TJ must be addressed squarely by all actors. However, the enactment of the TJ policy has been inadequate because we feel transitional justice to date is not justiciable. And so as civil society organizations, as a country, we've been advocating for the enactment of the TJ Act. And once this act is enacted, we believe transitional justice can be given more attention and victims can realize more justice and accountability can be more realized.